Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be covering the new hot topic in DBD, which is stretched resolution. So right now many people are wondering, like, is this bannable, is this cheating, is it fair, what's going to happen? And a lot of you also probably don't even know what it is or what it does. So let's go into detail for all of this and explain what's going on. So stretched res has been around for ages. It's been around since CSGO and probably even longer. It's just always been a thing in the gaming world. And what stretched resolution is where you take a 16:9 monitor, which is what you're probably using now, and then you tell the game, actually, I'm a 4:3 monitor. So therefore the game renders in a square effectively. And then what you do is you get your PC to stretch out that square to fit your monitor screen. Now, the reason most people would do it in games like CSGO or whatever is so that the character models are visually fatter, which means apparently it makes it easier to aim on them. So, because obviously they take up more screen real estate, so therefore there's less chance of missing. And that's always been considered fine. No one's had a problem with that because at the end of the day, you're just stretching out a normal 4:3 image. Like, anyone can do that. It doesn't give you any extra sight, it doesn't give you any extra anything, it doesn't give you any benefits. It's mostly placebo. So it was no one ever had a problem with it, even in pro play. So why is it such a hot topic in DBD? Why is everyone so riled up about it? Well, the issue lies with Dead by Daylight itself. It actually behaves in a way that most other games don't. When you mess with the resolution of the game, it actually messes with the field of view. And by setting your resolution to, for instance, 4:3, it actually increases your vertical field of view, which therefore means you can see over walls, you can see over rocks. It allows survivors to basically see over, I would say, a good 60% of things that they shouldn't be able to see over, which does lead to them being unmind gameable because they can see you at all times. Now, to viewers of my channel, this comes as no surprise because you know that we gathered this information 7 months ago when I did the stretched resolution video. Now, there is no questioning it whatsoever, playing on a stretched resolution does give you a huge advantage when playing Survivor. I'm not too sure about Killer, but playing Survivor, it gives you an almighty advantage. I don't think there's a single human being that's questioning this. So now the question shifts to, is it considered cheating and will people get banned for it, or should they get banned for it if not? Well, yes and no. If you're now hearing about the advantages of stretched resolution and you've gone ahead and started using it yourself, then that is really cheating, isn't it? Because you know it gives you an unfair advantage and you go ahead and do it. However, we can't really ban people for it because all that's happening on a technical level is the game being rendered at a different aspect ratio, which is kind of unfair to ban people for it because there are people out here that still play with 4:3 monitors or even like 21:9 monitors, and those are different aspect ratios, and they're not doing anything out of the ordinary, they're just playing the game like normal. Should they be banned just for having a different monitor? Of course not. The issue comes back to DBD itself. People should be able to play on any aspect ratio without the game giving them unfair advantages. That just comes back to the game. The issue that needs to be dealt with is that behavior needs to adjust the field of view for different resolutions. Because I think what happens is, for instance, the game's probably programmed for 16:9, and we have a set field of view, we can see certain things, and that's that. Now, when the game gets shrunk to a 4:3 aspect ratio, there are lots of things that get cut off, so in turn, they need to increase the field of view so that those 4:3 players can still see the same things as 16:9 players. What I think has happened is that behavior have also increased the vertical field of view as well as the horizontal, or maybe instead of the horizontal field of view, because I don't think they see it as much. So I'm pretty sure they actually increased the vertical field of view instead of the horizontal, which means instead of seeing the same left and right things as 16:9, they now see additional overhead things, which is obviously allowing players to look over walls and over loops and just become untouchable in almost every loop. So we've looked at it on a technical level and we've looked at it on a bannable level. Now let's look at it on an ethical level. So if you play on a normal size monitor, should you be doing this? Obviously not. If you know that it gives you an unfair advantage, you should be the bigger person and just not do it. There should be no situation in which a person needs to cheat to see over loops in order to do decently in a normal Survivor match. If you are at that point, then it means you need to practice the game, and I promise you will get better because mind gameable loops are playable for both sides. But what if you're not doing it for the additional benefits? What if you're just doing it because you think it looks nice? Well, right now, with the situation that the game's in and how it is an unfair advantage, I would recommend you stop trying to be the blue-haired emo girl for one moment and just play the game normally whilst behaviour sorts this out. I don't see this thing sticking around for too much longer now that the community is shedding light on it, as every creator and player alike is agreeing that this is not okay. That being said, I also don't think that the overreaction that some people are giving is actually worth it right now. Is it a cheat? Yes, right now it is pretty much a cheat. But do you really need to go on Twitter and have a mental breakdown over this? No, you don't. Especially when right now we have a bigger problem, which is people hacking the ever-living daylights out of the game. Now, I'm sure most of you are wondering, how is this going to affect you in your normal matches? Well, for Survivor players, if you don't do it, it won't affect you directly, but if your teammates do it, then maybe they'll actually survive longer than 2 seconds in a chase for once. And for killer players, there's a chance that some survivors will be unmind gameable right now. But I wouldn't be too worried about that, because A, most killers don't mind game, and B, if a survivor needs to cheat in order to do decently at loops, they're probably free kills anyway, so you shouldn't be too bothered either way. If you guys have any additional questions or opinions on the situation right now, then please feel free to leave them in the comments below and we can discuss what's going on. But that being said, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that it sheds some light on what's going on for those of you who are a little bit confused. If you're new here, then please feel free to check out any of the videos that should be appearing on your screen right now, and I hope to see you all in the next video.